YouTube? It's Matt and Hisatsu 5 out in the bamboo field once again, and I have a new phone so I can actually do reviews. The other phone didn't have enough storage on it. This is the Cold Steel Grosse Messer. I got this as a Cold Steel second on their website, LT Special Products, and I got this thing for $125. And I must say, I went to, let's see, that was back in 2013. I went to the actual Cold Steel booth. I handled some of their swords. I think I actually got to handle the Grosse Messer. I distinctly remember handling the Chinese war sword. Didn't really get to handle too many of the katanas. I didn't handle it for very long, maybe 30 seconds each sword. But I must tell you, I can't really find anything wrong with the sword. The guard has barely a little shake. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because it didn't come as sharp from the factory as it should have come. The sheath looks fine, but as far as a functioning sword goes, it's absolutely outstanding. In fact, there's a lot of swords from Cold Steel that I like, and maybe there's some swords maybe a little bit more practical as far as actually fencing and fighting, like the sabers maybe. But this is probably my favorite sword from Cold Steel. You know, just back in the day, watching the films, and that's another neat thing about the company that I love is that as you grow as a knife collector, you can progress in different aspects. If you start in liking small fixed blades, you can work your way up to bigger fixed blades, folding knives. Then all of a sudden you're experimenting with the throwing knives, and then all of a sudden, as your skills increase and your knowledge of edged weapons and the hobby continues, you can go into swords, and you're not getting a crappy $60 mall katana that's going to break on you if you like try to, you know, let's back up just a little bit. I've handled a lot of swords from a lot of people, and they can't do this. And you know, it would break. But that's not what's going to happen when you get a Cold Steel Grosse Messer. And you know, honestly, I don't think I'd want to pay the full price for this, although it's worth it. But I think it's just amazing that I got this thing for $125. And Grosse Messer means big knife in Germany, or the Germanic language.
In Deutsch.
And has a nice point on it. It's made out of 1055 steel, which, you know, will serve good enough. It's a really tough, springy steel. It's about a 1/4 inch thick, I think. And there's a number 2 right here that indicates that it's a second quality production. But honestly, like, if you were to like get a Dremel and then flatten it out and make it look like, you know, you didn't take a Dremel to it and you took the number 2 off, I honestly couldn't tell you that this is a second quality production. It has a generous guard that can help you in parrying and blocking and other things. This other shape and different messers. This is a different shape. They just came up with this general shape, and I'm not too knowledgeable in fighting with swords, but I mean, it's good to have a nice guard like that. This is a bigger messer. They had some that are about the size of a Confederate bowie, which is like, you know, sometimes like an 18-inch blade or something like that. And this is definitely something you want to wield with 2 hands, although you can, see, look at this right here. You can one-hand it and do some cutting. You can thrust like that. It's not too unwieldy with one hand, but it's a big, strong, powerful sword, and your best bet is probably going to have, you know, 2 arms controlling it. It's a great sword. Do you have any comments about it, Austin?
Yeah, again, just historically speaking, messers for, as I understand it, not necessarily a nobility weapon. It's more of a, you know, affordable weapon. You know, travelers, traveling merchants might carry them, and you'll see, I guess, more of the one-headed messers in that situation. It looks good. I've played with it a little bit, and I can't tell you I never handled a real missile. I've read books about swords. I can't tell you what the distal taper is supposed to be like. I hear with some cold steel swords, they don't have the proper distal taper, you know, to be historically accurate. But then again, cold steel, their whole thing is to overbuild stuff. So, yeah, it does what it's advertised to do. It is awesome.
Yeah, and after playing with it, I have no doubt that, you know, it can do all the pig stuff. And of course, if it could do the pig stuff, it could do the zombie stuff. And if it could do the zombie stuff, it could do the real thing. And so if you ever thought about getting a Grosse messer, you know, in reality, it's going to probably be more of a collector's piece for you, but it's a great product. So check it out if you get the inkling to. Thank you for watching.